Steven Wilson's The Overview. Steven Wilson is an artist that I've followed for years now, back since the days of Porcupine Tree, and he's a guy that just kind of gets me. Historically, he's considered a progressive rock musician, but has taken lots of twists and turns throughout his career, especially his solo career, and has explored pop and production experiments in recent years, all of which have been successful in different ways. His album, The Harmony Codex, was my album of the year before last. This particular album is one of the most progressive things that he's done, I think, in years. It's a 45-minute album with 2 songs on it, both extended play songs with multiple movements each. And its theme is sort of this idea about perspective, especially in regards to our place in the universe. We tend to have so much emphasis on our day-to-day life and how big everything seems, but really in the big perspective of the entire universe and space, our place in the universe is actually very humblingly small. And I really love this idea, this concept that holds this album together, and there's parts of this album that he really, really nails that super well. The first of the 2 tracks, Objects Outlive Us, has some portions in there where he likes to juxtapose everyday activities of human beings against the grandeur of the universe. A person sitting in the bank line while, solar flares are happening. It's a very cool approach that in some ways is very obvious, but he does it in such a great way that I think that it sells overall. And one thing you got to say about Steven Wilson is that whatever he's experimenting on a given album, he's really commits all the way to it. His last few albums have had these hints of progressive rock, but really have been more about production and songwriting experiments, trying to keep things relatively concise. And on this one, again, he really strongly commits to this 2-song structure, 2 20-minute songs, roughly speaking. And he really experimented a lot with long-form songs earlier in his career, but hasn't really revisited as much recently. I think when he gets back into this more long-form songwriting, he leans a little bit more on some of his more regularly used tropes, I think, in this album. For example, the second song, which is actually the title track, The Overview, has a spoken word section in it. And he's used spoken word sections in his songs for decades now, for quite a long time. In this particular one, it's less about having sort of a poetic spoken word section as much as it is just like impressionistic word that he uses to illustrate the immensity of the universe. We saw him do something similar a couple of years ago with Personal Shopper. That song had Elton John on it doing a similar impressionistic set of phrases and words that lent gravity to the concept of the song. But despite maybe reusing some creative concepts and structures he's used before, I still think The Overview is a fantastic album. It's another in a long line of amazing albums that Steven Wilson does. His track record to me is just incredible, and this is another great addition to that catalog.